Welcome into the LSU Sports Insider Podcast. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Alec Box Stadium. Zach Ewing and Advocate beat writer Koki Riley live from the box before the NCAA regional final between number 6 national seed LSU and number 4 regional seed Little Rock. A mismatch, you say? Not according to last night, when Little Rock beat LSU 10-4 to force this winner-take-all. Game 7 of the regional. Koki, LSU's played 60 games now. Do I have that right? 59 games?
This is 61. Tonight is 61. They
played 60 games, and it all comes down to this, my friend.
Yeah. It's for all the marbles, right? A win, and you're moving on to the Super Regionals. You're hosting West Virginia here. A loss, and suddenly your season's over, just like that in a snap. And that tells you that, I mean, it's simple as that. Like, those are the stakes tonight. It's do or die, quite literally.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of two ways to look at this, and we'll dig into that. Some of the pitching matchups and also some lineup changes that LSU has made for this game, which starts in an hour at 8:06 p.m. But first, want to let you know that this podcast, this pregame show, and all of the Advocates' coverage of LSU baseball in the NCAA Regional is brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake Health. They are the official championship healthcare provider of LSU athletics. Koki, LSU is rightfully a heavy favorite in this game. They should win this game. They have more pitching left than Little Rock. They have Zach Ewing and Kason Evans, their top 2 relievers all year long, who have not been used at all this weekend. Little Rock has basically used every pitcher. They're starting Blake Van Cleve, who has pitched already in 2 different games this weekend. He's just a reliever. They're going to try to get a couple innings out of him. They're going to go through the lineup. Little Rock is 27-33. LSU's 45-15. On paper, this is a mismatch. But after last night, when Little Rock wins this game, I think that does more than just tell Little Rock they can win this game. It puts a tremendous amount of pressure in this home dugout right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Given the expectations that everyone has put on them and they put on themselves this season, right? Like, the goal, we've been saying this all year, right? The goal is to make it to Omaha every single season. And this team is in as good of a position as you could possibly be in to do that, at least heading into this regional. But now it all comes down to this one game. You win this one game, and you're right back to where you were before this regional started. And you're in a very good spot, especially against a West Virginia team that you are, once again, more talented than. Maybe the disparity isn't quite there, but it's still a team that you should beat. And it's here at the box, and you get Anderson and Ianson back on the mound. You won't get that opportunity if you don't win this game tonight, right? And LSU's going to go and turn to Zach Ewing tonight, and he's going to have to give them a really strong performance in order for them to win this game tonight.
Yeah, Zach Ewing will start this game. That's a little bit of a surprise because between Ewing and Evans, Kason Evans is the guy who has started a few games for LSU this year, so we all just kind of assumed that he would be the guy to start, and then Ewing would come in relief. But it's Zach Ewing getting the ball. What do you think goes into that decision?
Yeah, I mean, Cowan's been here before. He started in a regional last season when Wofford was in LSU's regional, actually, at the Chapel Hill regional last year. He's a veteran. He's steely. He knows what he's doing in a big moment like this. And I think sort of that veteran presence, I should say, that probably played a big factor into why this decision was made tonight. And it's not like he can't go 3, 4, maybe even 5 innings, because we've seen him in these multi-inning relief roles, and he's as fresh as he's ever been this year, given the fact that he didn't even pitch last week.
Yeah, Ewing and Evans both did not pitch last week. They haven't pitched all weekend. They are fresh. How many innings, if Jay Johnson has his druthers, does he get out of those 2 guys? I mean, are we talking 7, 8 innings tonight, maybe all 9?
I think they can get all 9. I think ideally, in an ideal world, it is possible for them to get 9 innings from both of them. And I'm trying to remember if there's a game this year where that actually happened. That there hasn't been, but again, both those guys can do it. Like, Kason Evans went 6 innings in a start against Tennessee. Zach Ewing has gone 3+ multiple times this season. I think it can happen. And when you're in a situation, a do or die situation like this, you're going to push guys to the limit, and or even past their limit. And tonight's as good of a reason to do it, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I said in an ideal world. In an ideal world, LSU's up about 11-1 after 5 innings.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of coast to the finish line. That may not happen. I mean, these guys have to shut down a Little Rock lineup that is red hot. First baseman Angel Cano had 5 RBIs last night. He had 7 in a game against Rhode Island on Saturday. So he's red hot. He's not the only one. Little Rock can swing it a little bit. We'll see what they have pitching. But on the other side of the ball, like LSU's got to hit the ball. They haven't hit the ball well with runners in scoring position, at least not yesterday. They were fine the first 2 games of the regional. But yesterday it kind of felt like the pressure got to them. A couple of times guys come up in big spots, Jared Jones in particular. And that brings up the lineup changes that Jay Johnson has for tonight. We're looking at the lineup live here. Derek Curiel is going to bat leadoff as he has all season. But then you've got Ethan Fry, Stephen Milam, and Daniel Dickinson batting 2, 3, 4. Jake Brown bats 5th. Jared Jones all the way down to 6th in the order.
Yeah, a lot of changes tonight. I think that's the lowest Jones has been all season in the order by at least a couple spots. And we've seen Fry up in the order. We haven't seen Milam that high up in the order. He's been honestly more towards the bottom half for the vast majority of the season.
But he's been great this weekend. He's been on base a ton.
Exactly. And he's really, really finding his stroke lately. And Chris Stanfield also moving from the 9 hole to the 7 hole. That's only happened a couple times this year where he hasn't been hitting 9th. So a lot of changes in that order. And I think the key for LSU to win this game is to get that offense going, number one. Number two is to throw strikes, because I think this team has the pitching talent to get through this game as long as they throw it over the plate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 runs last night, I think all of them scored on a walk, or runners that ended up scoring on a walk. So
11 walks or hit batters last night, I believe. LSU
11 walks.
There's 11 walks, and maybe even another hit batter on top of that. So I mean, too many free passes. That could be a key to this game. But either way, as we get set for baseball here in about an hour at the box, the stakes really could not be higher. I mean, it's not just this season. Obviously, LSU goes home. Everybody's disappointed if they lose this game. If they win, then last night was just a speed bump. You can forget about it. As you mentioned, LSU would be favored.
An ugly speed bump, but a speed bump nevertheless.
You forget about it. You beat West Virginia in the Super Regional next weekend, and you're in Omaha, and no one cares that you lost one game to Little Rock on the way.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if you lose, it's not just this season. I mean, I think this may be the biggest, most disappointing, worst loss in LSU baseball program history. I don't think you're exaggerating. We talked about it on the postgame show last night with Rab, who's been around a lot longer than you or I. Considering the stakes, you have a team that is one of the favorites, not just to make Omaha, but win the national title, and the opponent. That's the other part of this. You have a team that barely made its own conference tournament. To come in here and lose 2 in a row to them would be very damaging for this program. Kind of its aura. Again, don't want to be hyperbolic, but it would be a very damaging loss for this program.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a very embarrassing loss. And
last night was embarrassing. This would go beyond that, because it would be longer lasting.
It would just be an absolute total collapse of proportions that are hard to even fathom, given how easily this team cruised through the first 2 games of the regional, where you win 19-0, you back-to-back shutouts, all that sort of stuff, right? And so if they lose tonight, then I have trouble wrapping my head around the consequences of it, because it's just so unbelievable. Because again, less than 24 hours ago, we were thinking, oh, they're going to win this game. They're going to cruise on and face West Virginia or Kentucky or whoever in the Super Regionals, and it's all going to plan. I guess that's the best way to put it. And a loss tonight would just destroy that in so many different ways, and it would also hurt the credibility of the program, like you said.
Yeah, it would be 3 regional losses in 4 years with Jay Johnson. And obviously, the other year you won the national title. Nobody's calling for the coach's head or anything, but
some fans are.
It would become a trend.
We're not here.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. He won a national championship 2 years ago, but it would be a trend now. You've lost the regional 3 of his 4 years. Can he continue to get it done on a consistent basis when he doesn't have a Paul Skeens and just an all-time team behind him? So I don't know.
There would at least be some pressure next season.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You would need to get out of the next regional that you played, for sure. You're not going to get a better opportunity than this. I know Little Rock's hot. They're 27-33. Got to beat them. Okay, so key to the game, pick to click. Where do you want to go before we finish this up?
If the offense gets rolling, they'll win this game, because I have trouble believing that the pitching is going to have as many walks as they had. And even when the pitching had as many walks as they had, the pitching kept them in the game for the majority of of yesterday's game, right? When Cooper Williams got it going a little bit, they kept it within a 2 or 3 run game. They had a real shot there, and then the offense just blew opportunity after opportunity, and that cannot happen tonight. Yep. Like, they have to be able to put 8, 9, 10 runs on the board. And if they do that, I have a lot of trouble seeing Little Rock match that.
I agree with that. I think LSU needs not just one big hit early to take the lead. They need a couple of big hits. There will be an opportunity, I think, in the first 5 innings of this game for LSU to turn a good inning into a big inning. That's what I think they need to do. Turn that 2 or 3 run inning into a 5 or 6 run inning.
Yes.
Put this thing away. That's what they've been missing this weekend offensively. That's what I want to see.
Last night they had the 3-run inning in the first inning, right? And it didn't matter at the end of the day. So that's why I'm glad you said the 5-run inning, the 6-run inning, the 7-run inning. Like, they need the knockout punch in 100%. This game early.
All right, Koki, who's your pick to click tonight?
I think LSU wins just because every matchup, every logical
on paper, this is a mismatch.
There's too many. They have too many advantages on paper not to pick them. It's just too illogical not to pick them. But you can't rule it out.
This is paper. That's baseball. It's different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why.
But give me somebody in the lineup. Your pick to click.
Oh, someone in the lineup. Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't understand the question. I guess. I have trouble seeing Daniel Diggins.
Okay, I'm gonna go Ethan Fry.
Okay.
Stephen Milam, I think right now would be my regional MVP. He's been on base. Or you can pick one of the pitchers. You could pick Einstein or Anderson, but I don't know who you pick among those two. So I would go Stephen Milam. He's been great, but I'm going to go Ethan Fry. I think Ethan Fry comes up with a big hit.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Maybe his second time
for sure.
All right. He's Koki Riley. I'm Zach Ewing. This has been the LSU Insider pregame show. We are brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake Health, the official championship healthcare provider of LSU athletics. And we will have a postgame show for you. Last night, the game ended just shy of midnight. We were still out here. Postgame show after dark. We're here again tonight. So if you're staying up late, stay up late with us. Check out the LSU Tigers at NOLA.com YouTube channel. Sign up for notifications. You will get that notification when we go live. And we will see you then. Happy regional final.
Happy regional final.
Let's do it. We'll see you later.